His Excellency Igor Luksic, Prime Minister of Montenegro.
Fellow Prime Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by thanking FIBA, the organizers of this splendid event. And I'd like to say that I'm privileged to take part in this event, this forum, because it shows that there is huge energy. Actually, it shows that human energy is the most powerful power plant that could actually help transcend from where we are to where we want to be. And actually, Balkans as a region is a set of countries that have designed policies in order to move to a better state, in order to be free, in order to be democratic, in order to be prosperous countries. And that's why we are here. We're here to talk about that. We're here to present our policies. We're here to attract investors. We're here actually to promote a common vision. And I believe that the common vision for Balkans is actually a common vision that is based on partnership. I believe it is a vision of partnership. It is a vision of partnership in business making, a vision of partnership in infrastructure development, a vision of partnership in culture development and culture cooperation. It is a vision of partnership in education cooperation. I met some of the young people, even tonight, who are actually thinking of the possibility to come back to Balkan states, to Montenegro, for example, to start a business, to try to offer their skills and talents to foreign investors who are actually looking for the possibilities in developing our countries, more concretely Montenegro. And I'm quite encouraged by that, because I believe that's the point. That's what we have to do. We have to create a Balkan as a dynamic society, competitive society, that will actually be based on such an energy that could be attracted and could be used for long-term development. And that's what we have to do. But I believe that we have to set certain anchors. We have to set certain foreign anchors, foreign policy anchors. We have to set certain economic anchors to achieve that goal. Foreign anchors, obviously, in my view, should be EU and NATO. Our countries, Balkan countries, share the vision of becoming part of the European Union. And that's what we have to do. But don't forget, referring to education, referring to jobs, referring to young people's opportunities, don't forget that the European Union also needs young people to boost their growth. They need to open jobs. They need to attract people with skills, with talents. And if we let our young people go somewhere else, then we will lose productivity, we will lose growth. And that is something we cannot afford to, because it is already today that we have to catch up a lot. Therefore, we have to continue with our approachment to the EU. And that's something what Montenegro is pretty much focused on right now. We are currently waiting for the progress report next month. And we very much hope that the European Commission will say yes to the accession talks. Because if we manage to open accession talks next year, I believe it will be good for Montenegro, it will be good for European Union, and I believe it will be good for other fellow countries in the region, because we will continue with the enlargement process, we will continue with sharing the vision of common future, building a society which will develop institutions to meet the challenges and meet the requests that are set by most developed countries. On the one hand, on the other hand, we'll be able to share single market benefits. Secondly, it is not that all the countries in the region share as their ultimate goal, but I believe it is something that all the countries in the region should share as their ultimate goal. It is the NATO enlargement. I believe that it is about time that all the countries in the region define precisely their approach to the NATO, because it is essential that we build a stable region, we build most secure as possible region. And that's the precondition for the long-term stability and for the long-term economic prosperity. On the economic side, those anchors are quite obvious, and there are certain immediate concerns that we share in the region, as the economic, financial crisis, and then again, the fiscal crisis is something that's looming. It's looming over our region as well, as our economies are intertwined with the European Union, are intertwined because we are trading with the neighboring countries. We are trading among ourselves. We are trading with the EU. We are trading with Turkey. We are trading with the market which is the biggest in the world, the biggest contributor to the growth, or to the global economy. But we are worried and we are concerned of what lies ahead. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary that all of our countries, in my view, should stick to the financial stability policies. Therefore, we have to take care about fiscal policies, we have to take care about debt. But that is not all. That is not where the story ends. We have to continue with structural policies. And I really believe that countries in 10 years' time will be actually measured by what they've done on the structural agenda in terms of regaining their competitiveness. And if we want to have Balkans as a competitive region in Europe, in the world, to attract investors, to make it attractive for young people to go there, to work, and to offer possibilities for the people who live in our countries, then we have to do more on the structural agenda. And obviously, there is one more aspect of the economic policy, something that some of my predecessors have already spoken about. That's cutting red tape. That is actually improving the business environment for at least two reasons. One reason is to release blocked productivity, because there is locked productivity in endless procedures, in endless shops that you have to visit, in barriers that we've been setting up in past years. So we have to cut those barriers, we have to cut those procedures. And there are already countries in our region that could be used as a good example. On the other hand, it is essential because of anti-corruption policies. Because by closing the possibilities by cutting barriers, we are actually closing possibilities for different sorts of corruption mechanisms. Therefore, I believe that it is the concept of the economic policy that is consistent, that is comprehensive, and that will, in the long run, help Balkan countries further economically expand. But there is a certain immediate concern, as I already said, and it is related to the situation with the European Union in terms of the euro. I firmly believe, as someone who lives in a country that circulates euro, Montenegro is unofficially part of the Eurozone. I firmly believe that there is no problem with euro. There is problem with economic policies. There is problem with actually accumulated economic policies in certain countries, and they have to deal with that, but not at the cost of endangering single monetary policy. That's something that would hurt not only European Union, that would hurt Balkans, that would hurt Turkey, that would hurt global economy, and that is not something that we can afford for. I believe that the true response is actually economic policy that is already set ahead and that will deal with all those aspects, such as financial stability, structural agenda, business improvement, in order to regain competitiveness, in the long run regain solvency. On a concluding note, believe that we live in the region which is possibly the most dynamic one in Europe, and we are responsible not to miss that opportunity. We have to turn the resources, we have to turn cultural richness of our region, we have to turn talents of our people into a strong asset, not a liability. And I believe we have learned the lessons from the past, and therefore common vision of our region should be common vision of partnership, and we have to work the best we can to make it material and not to let it only be whispered or only spoken about. We have to make it material, and therefore I regard this forum as another step in order to oblige us, leaders in the region, to build partnership among our countries. Thank you.